What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to head a little north of our last video, which was South Carolina, and take a look at North Carolina. So it's just like...
By the way, this video is pretty recent, and it's top 10 reasons to not move to North Carolina. This should be interesting for sure.
The next state up. And when I say a little north, I mean like if you're right on the border of South Carolina and you take a step, you're now in North Carolina, so they're that close.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, now that we got that sorted out, North Carolina is also known as the Tar Heel State and the Old North State.
Yeah,
North Carolina has some great history. And some history people probably don't know. If you're from North Carolina, you probably know these things, but North Carolina, at Kitty Hawk, was where the Wright brothers made the first flight. Also, the pirate Blackbeard was killed in a battle on the Outer Bank Islands of North Carolina. That's just to name a few. The Tar Heel State is ranked 28 in size and 9th in population. They were admitted into the Union November 21st, 1789, making it the 12th state. North Carolina has seen a steady migration since the recession ended, in part due to a growing music scene. That's just one part of it. It does have a very underrated music scene. Unlike most music scenes, it isn't just in one town or one city. It's the whole state. Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Charlotte. If you're thinking about relocating to the Tar Heel State for work, music, or just a change, you should watch my top 10 reasons not to move to North Carolina. Number 10. Strange laws and rules. You don't have to worry about your grandma pulling an all-nighter at a bingo game in North Carolina. Officials limit your bingo games. It's actually a law that in North Carolina, a game of bingo may last no longer than 5 hours, unless it's held at a fair, and only 2 per week with at least 48 hours between them. I'd love to know the backstory to that one. Something weird had to have happened. They also have some strange views on climate change. A portion of the population and the government have denied climate change for years. The last 2 years, the evidence has become overwhelming, and they begrudgingly admit it's a thing. So they've switched from it's fake to how much are human beings impacting climate change. North Carolina officials are very much the denial climate change type people. So much that they went as far as creating a law that restricts local planning agencies from using climate change science to predict sea levels. And for those of you about to leave a comment about climate change being a hoax, stop typing. Number 9, the crime rate. Lumberton and Oxford are 2 cities in North Carolina with the worst crime rates. There's an average of 160 crimes per 1,000 residents in Lumberton. That's almost 2 in 10. While in Oxford, there's an average of 72 crimes per 1,000 residents. Due to these 2 cities, the state's overall crime rate is significantly higher than the national average. 2 cities are bringing the whole state down. So really, this one doesn't apply to the whole state, just these 2 nightmares. Stay away from them. Number 8, natural disasters. North Carolina has some natural disasters. It has almost all of them. North Carolina ranks 5th in the country for the number of homes that are at high risk or very high risk of a natural disaster. About 2.3 million homes in Brunswick, Richmond, Dublin, Scotland, Cumberland, and Pender counties. They're all at risk of losing their homes there. This could be anything from flooding, wildfires, to hurricanes and tornadoes. I think someone might be trying to tell you something like, don't live here? What is the deal with these counties? Did they build Walmarts on Native American burial mounds? Did they have a big mirror factory and people kept breaking mirrors or something like that? It was unlucky. Number 7, Cheerwine. Cheerwine is a North Carolina delicacy.
That's good.
It's been fattening people since 1917. It's the oldest family-run soda company in the country. The cherry-flavored soft drink has almost double the amount of sugar a regular soft drink has. Where most sodas are trying to lower the amount of sugar, they're going the other direction. Obviously, these people don't care about their diets. But that's not the worst soda situation in North Carolina. Probably the hardest to get used to is how some of the residents take their Coke. And I mean liquid, not powdered. It's not uncommon to see someone put shelled peanuts in their Coca-Cola.
Okay, well... Okay, so... I'm born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. Proud of it. Proud to be from North Carolina. Lived here pretty much my entire life, minus a few times I lived in Detroit and Arizona, Florida, just for a brief period of time. But I've lived in North Carolina pretty much my entire life. Do people do this? Do people really do this? I mean, I'm not gonna knock you. I mean, I'm just curious. I've never seen anyone in my family or my friends and going in high school. I've never seen anyone put peanuts in their Coke. Like, is this guy legitimately telling the truth, or is this for real? This is for real. And if anyone watching this knows or can confirm that this is a thing, please let me know in the comments, because I'm interested to know. Because I don't know if this guy is just trolling, or I mean this might be legit. I don't know. It just seems I've never seen anyone put peanuts in their Coke. That just seems like it's not North Carolina. I don't know. I mean I've heard of boiled peanuts, and then things are good. I like boiled peanuts, but I don't know about that.
I'm ready.
Almost. Yeah, but peanuts and Coke, yeah, so just leave me a comment, let me know. I've never heard of that, so.
No one really knows where this came from, but the residents seem to love the crunch and the salt of the shells combined with the sweetness. It's really weird. It's just nasty. Number 6. Pollen. Springtime in North Carolina is beautiful. It's also an allergy sufferer's worst nightmare. It's almost like it should be considered a natural disaster some years. It's so bad that allergies is one of the most Googled in North Carolina. And it's right above, I drink Cheers soda every day and now I have no teeth. Is this connected? For several weeks in spring,
I drink Cheer 1 and I have no teeth. Okay, so obviously the guy that made this video doesn't like North Carolina. I can tell by his sarcasm. So we'll see.
everything is covered with a thick layer of yellow pollen from cars, homes, dogs, and cases of Cheer soda. It's horrible. Number 5. Transplants. North Carolina has attracted many people in the past few years and has been rated as one of the best places for millennials. Like South Carolina, this could be a bad thing. North Carolina currently has a serious potential for overpopulation. This can wreak havoc on the job market, traffic, Cheer soda supplies, and housing prices. Number 4, city versus state government. North Carolina is a very conservative state, but some of the major cities lean more liberal, resulting in some conflicting ideas. Case in point, in 2016, Charlotte, North Carolina passed an anti-discrimination law which allowed individuals the freedom to use whichever bathroom they felt they belonged in. Myself, I feel I belong in the one with the shortest line. That's kind of my thing. If there's a line at like a football game or baseball game, whichever one's shortest. That's how I decide things. Whichever one's going to save me time. But because of this bill in Charlotte, the state of North Carolina responds to that by passing a bathroom bill which forced individuals to use whichever restroom that corresponded with the gender they were assigned at birth. Assigned. It sounds like a sergeant came in and gave them an assignment. How about the one they were at birth? That's weird. Anyway, the whole thing's pretty much a disaster. Number 3, bipolar weather. North Carolina has the word north in it, but it's still a southern state. And that means it has weather that just doesn't cooperate with you, like all other southern states. The weather is incredibly difficult to plan around. You'll always have to carry around a rain jacket, regardless if it's 50 degrees or 90 degrees, because the weather can and probably will change in a matter of hours or even minutes. Okay. Number 2, basketball. If you hate sports, especially basketball, don't move to North Carolina. I always bring this one up if a city or a state is big into sports. And that's because, believe it or not, one of the top 5 things people want to know about the local residents is, are they sports nuts? And right behind that is, do they like dogs? These are just 2 things that matter to people. I find it strange, probably because I enjoy sports, but some people hate the mentality that goes with sports fans. And that's fine. Everyone's different. But if you do move to North Carolina and you don't mind basketball, you better pick a side. Duke or the University of North Carolina, a major in-state rivalry.
Tar Heels all day.
And number 1, 2016 was a really bad year. 2016 was a pretty bad year for North Carolina. There were so many disasters that really didn't seem to make the news because the focus was elsewhere. They had a small 2.9 earthquake. There was a sinkhole. November 1st, they declared
We had an earthquake? I was living here in 2016. We had an earthquake? I never heard about that. If anyone knows about the earthquake, let me know. I don't remember there being an earthquake. And I was here the entire year 2016. I don't know. Okay.
Stage 1 drought. There was a severe ice storm where over 6,000 people woke up with no power. They had other natural disasters, including a flood which killed 25 people. To top it off, a riot broke out September 21st. This happened in 2016 alone. And this could very easily happen again. I still just wonder what this state did to have such bad luck. These people don't deserve it. The people of North Carolina are good people. That was a brutal year for those people. It's too bad. Alright, so that's the top 10 reasons not to move to North Carolina. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got some information.
Wow, okay. The only thing I got out of this video that I think is relevant is the actual pollen. Obviously, anyone that lives in North Carolina, you know that the time of year comes. But if you've been here for a while, I mean, you're just used to it, right? I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona, where it was like 118 degrees, like every day in the summertime. Freaking nuts. I literally hated it. But like after like 4 or 5, 6 months, you just get used to it. I mean, you're gonna have allergies wherever you go. And as far as everything else, like when it comes to like the natural disasters and everything else, dude, like that's not like you really think North Carolina is like behind all of that. It's not. It's not our damn fault. If a hurricane comes up the coast and it's got its eyes on North Carolina and it causes like people to die, it's not our fault. Like the citizens of North Carolina aren't saying, "Oh yeah, come on, let's go, bring that Category 5 right up to Charlotte. Let's do it." Like, come on, man. Like natural disasters, like having that earthquake, it's not our fault, man. Like, why you tell people not to move to North Carolina, man? North Carolina's a great state. I would definitely recommend it. I've lived in Michigan, I've lived in Florida, I've lived in Virginia, and I've lived in Arizona. And I still think North Carolina is definitely the place to be. Um, that's just my opinion. I mean, so everything else, I mean, yeah, everything else to me was just irrelevant. I don't know I think everyone's over that gender neutral restroom, the riot that broke out in 2016. I mean, shit's old news, man. It's just old news. Other than that, man, just if you're thinking about moving to North Carolina, just come on, go ahead and come on. Don't listen to this guy. We're a very good state. Um, every state has its problems. It's true. Every state has its problems, but the problems that we have go beyond what this guy says in the video. I don't think anyone's perspective on cheer wine, whether they drink cheer wine or not, or as he says, cheer soda, that's no one's business. Like, so you're really telling people, hey, don't move to North Carolina because people drink cheer wine, okay? Like, if I get a job offer making $86,000 a year at Bank of America, and then I watch this and go, I'm not gonna go with that job offer. And my wife says, why? Oh, because people drink cheer wine. People drink cheer wine? Oh, yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, I'm gonna call Steve back and tell him that I can't go with the job. So yeah, top 10 reasons to not move to North Carolina. Epic fail. Other than the allergies, which shit happens, but that was true. I still don't think that would affect anyone's decision whether or not to move to North Carolina. So that's that. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or if you want to discuss anything that he said in the video, feel free in the comments. And as always, too, if you have any videos that you want to have reviewed or talk through, let me know. Put those in the comments as well, and we will try to get to those as soon as we possibly can. But thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Peace.